Um, I'm hoping that his newly found, well, now it's been 2 years, granddaughter and great grandchildren uh, will be here also. They live downtown in Arlington. So with that, we'll move along. And just a couple more reminders. Emma Woodson Hill Fund, seed monies are due for 2023. If you have not donated so far, please consider sending it in by the end of the year. We especially need seed money really, really, really bad. Um, I'm going to send out a reminder list sometime within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Is not to disparage anybody, it's simply to remind you that you have not um, sent in money for the scholarship fund or the seed money to uh, seed money to uh, seed money to support our organization. So that's what it's going to be, and I hope it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. Genealogy reminder, please don't forget to send us information along the genealogy lines, births, deaths, weddings, marriages, graduations. We, as I mentioned earlier, we had a new birth just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We did have a marriage in the last 30 days, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. Well, I choose not to talk about it for fear of getting in trouble. So other than that, along those lines, I won't mention anything else regarding genealogy. Genealogy is very, I just helped Kim with a question concerning, and she supplied me with some information regarding genealogy, and that's very, very helpful and very, very important. Reminder also, the Ted Herman Meekins birthday card project continues along. We receive a few very nice comments back from some of our family members who have received those cards. We enjoy sending them, and we hope it brings a smile on your face. Speaking of birthdays, the known birthdays that I'm aware of this month, I'm just going to mention a couple, three. Our good cousin who supports us religiously, Gloria Woodson Bassett in Chesterfield, Quentin Newkent, and of course, last 2 years old in Chesterfield, Virginia. Her birthday is coming up. Melissa Lemons, Ann and Eric's daughter, she's got a birthday coming up. Wilbert Meekins Jr., who's in the Army, and one of Corliss' cousins is got a birthday coming up. Alfonso Ray Meekins, who is Jim Meekins' oldest son, he's got a birthday coming up. Shakita Turner Baker, birthday. Carlos Vaughn Meekins, who's Jim Meekins' youngest son that I mentioned is coming up from Arlington for Thanksgiving. He's got a birthday coming up. Our good cousin here in Maryland, Dawn Michelle Meekins, out of Corliss territory down there, her cousin, closer cousin, got a birthday coming up. Lauren Swan, and her mother was, oh Lord, I can't remember her name. Anyway, she was at the family reunion down in Williamsburg, had a great time. I got a good picture of her. Greg got a good picture of her, I guess it was, that we have on our family website. Celeste Mann is also got a and also Jennifer Swan, which is Lauren's sister, also has a birthday coming up this month. So just a few birthdays that I wanted to mention that's coming up this month. And if you know them, send them a little note or a text message or something, or just be thinking about them, if you will. Any questions so far? Okay, moving along. Possible events, off-year events for next year. there is a possibility that the third generations of Meekins in South Jersey will have a function next summer. I can only say that's a possibility because I haven't heard anything in the last month or so. So I'm hoping that it materializes. And when I find out more, I'll let you know. Then there's a family cruise coming up next summer in July. And Leslie, would you like to bring us up to date on that?
Sure, I can do that. So this Wednesday, November 15th is the deadline to book under our existing group promotion. Anyone who doesn't book by Wednesday can still book as part of our group after November 15th, but it would be at whatever promotion is available at the time that you book. So you still have time to participate and reserve your room. So please think about that. Tell your friends, your other family members who are not online. We would love to have them. Again, it's a 7-day cruise going to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, St. Croix, and the Bahamas. And the information is on our Facebook page.
And on our website.
And on the website, yes.
Okay, any questions on the off-year cruise that family members have been speculating and talking about for many, many years?
Mm-hmm.
Valerie, you have a question? Let's see here. Hold on a second. You're still muted. Let's see here. One second. Right here. Okay. I can't. It shows you're muted. Let me see why. I don't know why. Unmute yourself, Valerie. Oh, she did. No, she didn't.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say I booked, but I'm not sure how I booked on there because I had points from my last cruise. I had but I will send, who is it, Leslie?
Yes.
Is it Leslie? Yeah, I will send you my information because I had points that I was losing in a club that I'm in. So I'm already booked.
Okay.
On it, but I just need to make sure that I get with the group because I had to book early. I think I had to book by the end of September or October, something like that. I think it was the end of September.
Okay.
But I'll send you that.
Okay, thank you, Valerie.
That's good. Any other questions?
We gonna have fun. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready for another cruise.
As cold as it is, yeah, I'm ready too.
I have a question. This is Kim. Hi, everybody. I'm Valerie's sister. Leslie, can you send me your email? Because I must have missed that, and I'm looking for my first cruise. So can you just send me the information, or can I just get it from you?
Yes. What's your last name?
Turner.
Okay, yep. I'll make sure that you get it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, more questions. Maybe we'll have a whole half of ship. Who knows? I doubt that. But anyway, that would be too much.
It would be nice, but
yeah, anytime you got a question about anything, regardless, but especially the cruise, just holler. You know, send me a message or send Leslie a message. I'm always available. So if you need to contact me or her through me, that's fine. I read my email numerous times per day. I really do. I keep track of that. Okay. Moving along,
Hi.
the family reunion survey. I'm just going to touch on this, and then I'm going to leave it alone. I sent the survey out, I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago, or whatever. I sent approximately, off the top of my head, maybe 70 to 80 surveys. I got 16 responses back. So that's what we're going to work with. And the next time we have an executive committee meeting, we will discuss it. But in a nutshell, let's put it this way: the negative, it's human nature to focus on the negative. So the negative comments that came back was pretty much what we expected. When I say expected, me after the events, many of us on the planning committee pretty much knew which negative comments would be sent to us, and they were valid. Believe me, they were valid. But I appreciate this, and if someone still has that survey in their email and like to submit it, it's not too late. Because again, we're going to discuss this at our next executive committee meeting, which will be, I don't know when it's going to be. You got too many things going on. I just want to share a couple of things here. I need to start making you all aware of, let's see here. I need to start making you guys aware of this. And I'm not sure, let's see here. I'm not sure, I'm not sure, oh, I'm not sure. It's funny, I do stuff and then I go back and look at it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Now, let's see if I can do this share screen thing. I always get mixed up on these things. That's not it. That is not it. That is not it. Okay, okay, can y'all see anything on this? Okay, hold on. Oh, there you go. Right there. That's what I want to show. Okay, you see that, right? You see the website screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to start mentioning this for the next few months because I want to make sure you all are using this because there's a wealth of information there. We have, as you know, we set up this website in the first quarter of this year, and we continue to work on it. And so I just want to show you a few things, information that you can find there. For example, this is the first page, and this mentions our session that we're having right now. It mentions the cruise information, and so that's just under one tab. That's some of the latest news. This is a very beautiful picture of a very lovely person. Another lovely cousin, Dr. Corrine Woodson, a veterinarian. We watched her grow up from a baby. When we first had family reunion function at her parents' house in Bowie, Maryland, she wasn't even born. And now look at her, she's a doctor. And this information about Harvard Medical School workshop that's coming up. I just quickly, wait a minute, I saw something on Facebook that must have been important. Everything I put on here is important. Oh, this is just one of the family members thanking us for her birthday card. So let me just go back up here. Again, I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I need to start making you all aware of this function that we have and that we now have to pay for. I show this as the obituary tab, and I show this because this is our chaplain. I think this is I like this. I don't know whether I think he likes it too. This is our good cousin that's on the call with us. He's our chaplain. And then what I do, I list all the known family members' deaths.
Oh, yeah.
and I put it, if I know about it, I'll put it here along with a picture if I have it. And this is a young man who, 38 years old, I believe, 38 years old, passed away during the time we were just before we went to Williamsburg. His great aunt is Mary Jones down in Charles City, Virginia. It's very, very heartbreaking loss for a young person like this. And on and on and on. I have pictures of this. This is the Garcia, Alan's uncle. I think it was Alan's uncle. I might be wrong. And this is what's unique about him. On Facebook, he wrote his last entry there, in which he said, I want to thank everyone who was a part of my life. Thank you. And that's when he died, 7/30, 11/20, 7/20. He lived 73 years. He wrote that. That's very unique. You write your own last obituary and put it on Facebook, and then you die. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but it's very unique. And then we talked about Sambo, who passed away back in June. I'll just show you one more little tab real quickly. And let's see here. Again, each month I'm going to show you a little bit about a little of what's on here. Genealogy, interviews. This is, I consider this very important. Well, this is the genealogy tab, and I just put this here just to pick some family members out of our genealogy files and put here. This is just a demonstration. And this is Linda's mom, interview that we did back some time ago. And Estelle Garrett was in, I think she was either 98 or just before she turned 98, just a few years ago. And this is the interview I did down in Toanna, Williamsburg area, Toanna, I believe it was. Booker T. Johnson. A very, very nice interview. I really enjoyed it. And this is Jim Alphonse Amigos, and of course Richard Thomas, Fortune, and our expert genealogist. And this is Gloria Woodson Bassett. And I thought I had one on here of the Fortune brothers. Oh, and this is it right here. Yeah, okay. So that gives you an idea. And then, of course, all of the cousins calls that we do, I record them and put them here. So you can go back and look at, if you're unable to see one of our broadcasts or participated, or you want to go back and look at, we have most of those recorded over the last few years, thanks to Gregory Chin, my oldest grandson, Jarmel West, and now myself. And by the way, we now have 2 YouTube channels, and I'm thankful to say that both Greg and my grandson and myself have access to those 3 channels. So this is in a nutshell a little bit of what you can see on our family website. And again, we have to pay for this. In the past, we did not have to pay for the old website we had, but this one we have to pay for it. So please remember that, and consider sending your seed money to help us keep something that is valuable this in its existence. Okay, any questions on our family website? Okay, thank you for
looks beautiful.
Thank you. I've never done this before, so I'm feeling my way, and I welcome your comments and your suggestions. You won't hurt my feelings. Say you should do this or do that. I need all the help I can get.
You've done a remarkable job.
Well,
Jimmy,
thank you.
And it's so nice and colorful.
Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. I want to say, before we get to Corliss, just one last item. Most of you know that our DC chapter / association, whatever we'll call our group here, has 2 fundraisers every year, plus everything else we do, try to raise money for our local organization. We have one Thanksgiving and one on Super Sunday in February. One for February is available. If you like to participate in it, please let me know. Some of you already have, I believe. If I have not sent it to you and you want it, let me know and I will send it to you tonight. But I do need some help. I got 13 days to go and I got a ways to go. Those of you who helped us in the past understand that we really, this is painless. All you do is participate and it's totally blind luck. And more important, it helps our organization. As you saw when you came to our family reunion in August of last year here in Bethesda, Maryland, and the price was only $30. That wasn't due in part because we have fundraisers to lower the cost whenever we get together as a group. So you can let me know before the call is over whether you would like for me to send you that information. And for those of you who have helped us in the past and we'll do it again, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Okay, any question on anything so far? Okay, I'm going to turn the floor over to our wonderful cousin down in Portsmouth, Virginia, Corliss Jones-Smith.
All right, good evening or good night, everybody. What we're going to do today is something a little different. It's not going to be like a formal game. What we're going to do is something that I titled Minutes of Thanks. And so this is around Thanksgiving, and it's the topics are food, family, and football. And what I would like for each of you to do is take a minute or so to share with the rest of us a story that you have or a memory that you have about Thanksgiving. And then that will enable us to get to know you a little bit better. And so, so again, it's called Minutes of Thanks, and it's around food, family, and football. You can pick one of the three. You might have something that covers all three. And so I will start first just to give you an idea, and then we're gonna go down the line. And so since we're all winners, what we're gonna have tonight is going to be in lieu of a prize to an individual, because everybody's story is going to be magnificent. But there's going to be a donation to the seed money so we can continue to be together and to meet. Okay. And so for me, for my minute, what I would say is one of my fondest memories as a child would be getting together on Thanksgiving with my family. And so for my mom and my uncles and my aunts, there are 11 of them. And at least 9 of them and their children would get together on Thanksgiving Day, all together. And we would play, we would run, we would eat. If we got in trouble, we would have to line up and catch it. But we had some great memories of, eating, being together. There wasn't a lot of drama. People were playing cards. The game was on. It was, sometimes making drinks, babysitting, and all of that good stuff. I was the one first up for all of that before my time, but I just wanted to share that with you. And one of my uncles, who is the only one of my mom's siblings that is in heaven at this point in time, his name is Kirk, and he passed about over 20 years ago now, and he played no games at all. So what would happen is if we were loud as kids, my Uncle Gil would come to the door first. That was our warning. And if we didn't get right, when my Uncle Kirk came to the door, we knew it was on. So everybody was quiet. You could hear a pin drop and everything. And so, but I just wanted to share that with y'all so y'all know a little bit more about me. And so, who would like to go first, or am I drafted? After me. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, well, my I have fond memories of a child with Thanksgiving, but a recent fond memory, and I could say probably about 30 years ago, Tony, my wife and I, we would go down to the Thanksgiving Day parade, Macy's parade, and it would be cold out there. Well, we'd get a half a pint of blackberry brandy, and her and I would be sharing it out of a brown paper bag like we were winos.
Oh,
And
You had a container.
and we'd put some in cups of tea that we also had, but we'd get nice and zooted. And after the parade, we'd go home and we'd be ready to eat. So that's a fond memory.
sounds good. You
Did
had the
Ron
extra
say?
supply.
Did
You had
Ron
it in the
say
brown bag
zooted?
and the tea bottle.
Zooted.
Yeah, the tea. We put it in the
Tony,
tea.
did you want to add anything?
I was just going, mine is actually childhood, but that is a really good memory that Ron shared. But I am one of the few people who like cold weather and snow. But of course, it's terrible to have to drive in it, the ice and the snow. But I was brought up in Michigan, where there's plenty of snow and cold weather, and I always attached that to the holidays. And my mother, so it was just my sister and we have these twin cousins that are my age. They're boys, and that lived in the neighborhood, and so we would all be together, and with maybe a few other relatives and neighbors, and the kids, the four of us, my cousins and my sister and I, we would play Monopoly, and it would start out real pleasant and fun, but we could never play it without getting angry with the banker, and my mother would yell up and say, "I'm gonna throw that game in the garbage." So, but anyway, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Uh-huh.
Who wants to go next? Greg, before you doze off, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go. Well, one of my best probably memories of Thanksgiving was a few years ago, going down to Jimmy West's house. There sharing with Jimmy and Brenda and with Jimmy Meekins being there and having fun talking about the horse liniment. We got a real big kick out of that one. But that was, I mean, I actually had fun. And Brenda, there was more food than I could shake a stick at. And it was all good, believe me. So that is one of my best, fondest memories of Thanksgiving. And I'm sorry I can't be there this year, but working this job has me working the day after Thanksgiving. So kind of stuck.
Is that your cousin?
That's nice. Brenda, would you like to go next since we talking about your food?
Okay. My fondest memory was when I was a young adult, a very young adult. And we would always go home for Thanksgiving. And we would have part of it at my mother-in-law's house, Elsa Meekins. And the other half was at my parents' house. At my parents' house, it was pretty much known as the safe house. No matter what, you're always welcome without question. Well, we were all sitting around the dining room table. There was a knock at the door, and my mom went to the door, and in comes this man that no one knew who he was. And he looked like he had been homeless all his life.
Oh.
My mother said, "Move down." And we're looking and we're whispering, who is this man? And my mother said, it doesn't matter. Move over. This man proceeded to eat his meal. When he finished, he thanked the family and he left. And we asked my mother, who was that man? She said, I have no idea. Doesn't matter. He was hungry. It's very emotional for me. And it taught me how important people and family are.
Yep.
At Thanksgiving, our home is open to, and we may have 40 plus people. And Wes always says, you cook too much, you cook too much. But embedded in me is, out of these people, I don't know who is hungry. We don't know who is hungry, but they need a blessing. And even though I'm not at my best right now, I will be at my best on Thanksgiving, God willing, because I don't know who's really hungry. And that's my story.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Your mom's definitely awesome spirit to be able to do that.
And she is. She was.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. How about you, Preston? And you're on mute too. We can't hear you. Yeah, there you go. Press the mute to unmute yourself.
And I'm on
There we
mute.
go. We got you.
I think my best stories would be, I have 5 brothers. I had 5 brothers. One passed away. And we spent all of our childhood together. And the best times were like you say, Thanksgiving time, Christmas time. And at Christmas time, my mother opened up the house to all the family. Greg can tell you stories about those Christmas dinners at Aunt Bernice's house. But when my mother passed in 2008, one of my brothers looked at me and said, Mom was the glue that held us together. We need some glue. So I started texting my brothers, and we meet once a month. And most Saturday mornings, Greg's part of that, you know, and Linda's part of that. And I'm just thankful to have a family that likes to stay together.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Amen.
Amen.
Yes. How about you, Arib?
Well, since I'm always about family, my childhood, Thanksgiving was always one of the best times growing up as a child in the family, because Thanksgiving was the day that my father would cook. My mother would cook every day of the year, but Thanksgiving and Christmas, he would cook. But Thanksgiving was the first part of the year that he would cook. And although we loved my mother's cooking, his food was absolutely a gazillion% perfect. And unbeatable. And we all looked forward to Thanksgiving because that was the day that Father was going to be cooking. You couldn't go in the kitchen while he was cooking. But when he was finished and it was time to eat, nobody wasted time getting there, because he made a always perfect meal. That's one of the best memories of Thanksgiving. But another good memory of Thanksgiving from being married was one Thanksgiving. I was decided I was going to make this meal, and I did. I started the day before, and when it was time to eat, our little family was in the dining room. Well, my husband and the children were, and I was still in the kitchen just trying to hurry up and put things a little neat before going into the dining room. And as I turned around, my husband's coming out with his plate in his hand, his fork in his other hand, food in his mouth, and he was saying, "This should be in a restaurant." No, this should be at home. You shouldn't have to go to a restaurant to get good food. Everyone should be able to have a good meal at home. And sometimes when I think about Thanksgiving, I'm always reminded of how he held to that plate and the fork and the food, and he was enjoying the meal so much that he got up from the table to tell me this should be in a restaurant. That was, for me, his way of saying, you hit it on the nail. And I was well pleased.
All right. Sounds good. You can feel free to ship some if you still cooking, you know.
I did a lot of cooking. I used to cook for the children in the school.
Yes.
I cooked for my children.
Right.
I never gave them money to buy lunch in school. I always cooked their meal.
Oh.
The object of cooking a meal for your family is you're putting all your energy of love and the best care that you want for them, the nutritional values, and you want to give them a sense of home, family, comfort, love, protection, and all the things that are positive, that no matter what happens in their day or in their life, when they think or when it's time to sit down to eat, or when they were in school, no matter what kind of day they had, when it was time for lunch, their food would remind them of a place of peace and comfort and home. And so whenever I cook, this is the way I cook, with that in design and in mind. And consequently, because I had this way of cooking, my children never had upsets in school. Everybody wanted to crowd around them at lunchtime because they wanted to have my children share their lunch, and they did. They shared lunch with everybody. So they used to have these great big lunch boxes. Sometimes when we picked them up from school, the kids would come and ask if I could prepare for them the same lunch that I would prepare for my children, and
wow.
never turn them down. You can never.
You are feeding the community then.
So I had a very high grocery bill.
I bet you did.
Growing up with the children, because I was cooking for not just my family, but for the other children, and sometimes some of the teachers or whatever.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. What about you, Valerie?
I'm gonna give my fondest memory, and I just wanted to say I'm a veteran too, and so my fondest memory is in 1994. I was stationed over in Korea. And so the start of November was a little end. So I had never at that point in my time never worked a night shift. And those of you who been in the military, when you have an exercise, you work 12-hour shifts. So I got the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. And so this exercise lasted through Veterans Day, and it ended right at Thanksgiving. So I mean, maybe like a day or two before. And I lost track of time because I am a day person. I am truly a day person. Like I said, I've never had worked at that time, had never worked a night, been on a night shift of any kind. So when I think of the memory of Thanksgiving, my first, and it was also my first Thanksgiving away from my family. So in a foreign country that didn't speak English, and those, like I said, those of you that are in the military, you know, you have on a base when you're in a foreign country like Korea, you usually eat on base. So I went to the NCO club because I didn't want to eat in the dining facility after I realized it was Thanksgiving. But all in my mind, all I could think of was how much that I missed my family's cooking. Like the cousin said before, you know, you have to appreciate your family and on Thanksgiving. I mean, just any holiday that you're away from them. But that was so important to me. And I remember calling my mom and them and letting them know that I really missed them. And I think that was the first time that I really had really missed my family, you know, was at Thanksgiving, because it was my first Thanksgiving away from my family, being so far away. So that's my memory of Thanksgiving.
Thank you. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, it's not a moment per se. I'm going to say I would say it would be moments. Um, we've been married for 45 years. So for 45 years, my wife, who's on the call with assistance from aunts along the way, my mother along the way, Jim Alfonso Meekins along the way, but primarily my wife, because it was our home. First in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Pittsburgh, and for the last 40 years here in Silver Spring, Maryland. This is a picture of my mother, Elsie Meekins West. This was Thanksgiving, I want to say 2009. And this is our late son, Jamal, who passed away in 2014. And of course, that's me in the background. And this picture was taken upstairs at the front door. And this is typical of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures that I have in possession that were taken over the last 45 years, each Thanksgiving. There's so many memories. It's just so many, and you know, it is, as Greg mentioned earlier. I remember his mom was here another year. He mentioned it a few years ago, but obviously when she was before she got sick and stuff, they were here. And we have pictures of her being here upstairs in the family room. It's just so many memories. 45 years of cooking for Thanksgiving, and more important, entertaining so many people. Last Thanksgiving, we had 41 people for dinner. I don't see how Brenda does it, but she perseveres. And every year I say, you don't cook too much. And as she mentioned earlier, I think she did, because I walked away to get some coffee. She cooks too much. But forget the food, it's the memories. It's so many, many, many memories. I mentioned James Alfonso Meekins, who's under the weather. Um, you know, his family's coming up from Arlington, Texas. They were here twice before for Thanksgiving, and we're looking forward to them being here again on the 23rd of this month. They've been here for Thanksgiving. I can go on and on and on about all of the Thanksgivings we've had and all of the many, 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 many people that have come to our home for Thanksgiving. So I didn't have a moment. I would say put all 45 of them into one, and that's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. What about you, Leslie?
I would say the picture that my dad just had up was my grandmother, and I can remember her and I catching the Greyhound bus Wednesday night, the day before Christmas. We would leave Richmond about 10 p.m. and we would ride overnight, arrive in Pittsburgh around 6, 7 a.m. the following Monday. And my dad would then drive us to Monroeville, and we would stay there until Sunday morning, if I believe. And then we would start the journey again on the Greyhound bus. And we were talking about the buses earlier. I think Ron had brought it up that you can't ride the Greyhound bus now because it's all kinds of people on there. But I do remember fondly riding the bus with her because I was her favorite granddaughter.
Let me unmute myself.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is being recorded. Hot mic. Hot mic.
I was waiting for Melanie to say something. I do miss those days, but I wish she was here now and we could just drive up the road to see them. So
you said Christmas, but you meant Thanksgiving.
Yes, Thanksgiving. Yes, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that
because in Christmas y'all would be in Richmond. So
that's right.
Yep, it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We would stay till Sunday morning and then come back.
Okay. Thank you. What about you, Mel?
As the favorite granddaughter. So yes.
Oh boy.
No, I think we all were the favorite because I think we all had a special space in my grandmother's heart for some odd reason. Whatever her reason was, I think we all had a special spot there for her. She I could say for me and Jamal and T, like this age group, not Brian and Lisa and Connie, but the middle age kids.
What you trying to say? We're not.
I don't know what kind of trouble y'all got into, but I didn't get into too much trouble because I would always blame it on Jamal and Jamie, and then I'd run and hide. So when we went over and she locked that door in the summer times, we know we had to stay in that gate and stay outside until the door was unlocked, unless it was an emergency. So I didn't get into too much trouble. I was the good grandkids. But my favorite memory would be back in that point would be the drive to Maryland. When turn that down, please. When we would all crowd in the car. I know my grandmother had other cars, but I just remember the Taurus because we took a lot of trips in that Taurus, and it fit a whole lot of little bodies in that Taurus. So I remember those trips going to Maryland and staying there overnight and coming back. Sometimes we would come back that Friday or late that night. And as an adult, that's always been my memories. It's been sometimes as an adult not to go, but that's always what we do is go to Maryland, go to dinner and turn around. It's been as an adult, I've ate dinner and had to get back on the road because I had to be at work the next morning. I've slept at night and got up and went back and went straight to work. Michaela and I drove up last year and sat up all night with Brenda, and we said, Brenda, what can we do to help? And she say, open this can, go get this, go get that, go. We can't help. Just keep her company. So I love those memories of just being with my family for Thanksgiving because we are so far apart now, but we can't see them as often as we used to. So see them in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you. What about you, Angela?
I'm up.
You up.
You all have wonderful memories. I can't remember any particular moment, but I do remember music, family, and my mother. The only time was one of the only times she'd put a beautiful tablecloth on the table. She'd get the bowl with all the different fruits and the grapes and the oranges, and then we had the tray with the nuts, and then the tray with the candy. And I just look forward to a good food. I mean, anybody's house that I would go to, which I rarely did, I ate at my house, but they never made cornbread stuffing. My mother made the best cornbread stuffing, the best collard greens. All I remember just eating good, being with my cousins, family, and music. It was just beautiful. That's the only thing I could remember. I mean, there's no one particular moment. It was all
That's
beautiful,
good.
and the food was always delicious.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Now I'm proud of everybody because nobody has mentioned the itis yet. We are doing great. What about you, Patrice?
Sorry. So,
You good?
I mean, we've always had good Thanksgivings.
Where's
I
your
mean, my
video?
mom.
Oh.
Was you on the call when I told you something wrong in my video?
Oh, okay.
For those that don't know, that's my aunt. So I don't want y'all to think I'm just yelling at family like
No.
that. So the memories that I have were always good. You know, we always had Thanksgiving at my mom's house. You know, like Angie said, it was music there as well. My mother always had people in and out her house all day long. But one of the memories, but it's not at my mom's house. I was invited to a friend of mine's house. This was probably when I was in high school. And football comes on Thursdays. And we was all sitting around watching football. I don't remember what teams were playing, but that's when I became a Giants fan. And I regret it as of now. So yeah, it's a good memory, but it's not. So I've been a Giants fan for a very long time, and it's very, very, very depressing. So I don't ever want to go back to our house for Thanksgiving dinner anymore.
You should be depressed.
Oh Lord, it's all right. It's all right.
Oh, they
And
horrible.
what about the Knicks? They ain't won nothing since '86.
Oh Lord. But you good if you stick with your team when they ain't up.
I am.
So that's
I
good.
have to stay with them.
That's
I have
good.
to.
That's good. What about you, Detrell?
Detrell is here? He never.
If you're still with us.
She said she was sleeping.
Trying to unmute.
Oh no, you're fine.
I think kind of like Angela, I don't have a particular Thanksgiving memory. I think what means the most to me is that, and I don't want to cry, that Thanksgiving was a major event for my mother. And when she passed away, it was never the same. But Doretha and I always found a way to, even though she did the most cooking, right, Doretha? We always found a way to pull it together, even when our funds were low or our spirits were low. We just always found a way to make the Thanksgiving celebration one that was happy for our little family. And I think everybody is coming to my house this year. So we were laughing yesterday because I only have a couch and a love seat, and I have 3 bar stools. And she was like, well, where's everybody going to sit? And I said, well, 3 people could sit on the couch. 1 person could sit on the love seat. And the other people just have to fend for themselves and hold their plates on their laps. But, at least we'll be together. So
that's right.
That's my memory.
That's wonderful. And the floor is always available. Folks just might need a little help getting up, but it's going to be all right. It's going to work out.
That's right.
Yeah. What about you, Doretha?
uh she's gonna kill me, but
Uh-oh.
my memory is
You better not.
if you guys saw on Facebook, yesterday was 11 years since our mom passed away. And like Detrell said, Thanksgiving was always her thing. So when she passed away, I took over. But one of the last Thanksgivings that we had with her, we had at Detrell's house. And Detrell decided that she didn't want nobody to help her. Detrell is not a cook. Let me start there. She decided that she didn't want nobody to help her and she was going to handle Thanksgiving dinner. So everything is all ready. Everybody, okay, let's go. Food is ready. We go to cut the turkey and I ran back in the kitchen and I said, Ma, something is not right with this turkey. She said, Dorit, give me your plate and don't say anything. I said, Ma, something is wrong with the turkey. The turkey is not cooked. How can we eat and the turkey is not cooked? So Detrell decided that she was going to make the turkey. She was going to make everything. And the poor turkey wasn't cooked. Well, she busted into tears and I felt horrible because she just did everything. And the poor turkey wasn't cooked. It had to go back in the oven. But that was one of the fond memories because we laughed about that. We actually all went out to dinner on Sunday to celebrate his honor. And we cracked up about this raw turkey on Sunday. So she will not be cooking the turkey Thanksgiving. I don't know what she's going to cook. More than likely, I got the bulk of it like I always do. She going to cook something. But Thanksgiving has always been a major, major thing for us. And like she said, it's much smaller now, but we all come together in love and fellowship and we make the most of it and we have a blessed time in my mom's honor.
That's wonderful.
Amen.
That's
Praise
wonderful.
him.
That's wonderful. And last but never least, Cousin Linda.
Go on, Linda.
Hey, I'm here. Okay, a lot of memories. My as a kid, my mother would always cook for my father's sisters and his cousins, and some years we would go to Silver Spring where one aunt lived, and other years they would come to Morristown, and just had a good time with my aunts because they didn't have children. So my sister and I got spoiled like crazy when they came around. So that was always, as a kid, was always good times being with family and lots of food. But this other side of that, I don't remember their names, their given names to do my genealogy. They were always nicknames. And when I was asking my mother, what were their names? At her age, at 100, she could not remember. So I don't know. I don't know where they are. Well, of course, they're not here anymore, but that was the other side. And that is the worst thing of calling people by their nicknames. And you get older, you don't remember their real names.
Right.
So, but we had a good time. Anyway.
That's good. That's good. And I think I have everyone. Did I miss anybody? Oh, I think we got everyone. And so before we close for the evening, I wanted to read a quick poem about Thanksgiving. And it says, Heavenly Father, on Thanksgiving Day, we bow our hearts to you and pray. We give you thanks for all you've done, especially the gift of Jesus, your son, by Mary Fairchild. And I thank you all for sharing with us. I know it's not the fun games we normally play, but I really appreciate getting to know you all better in a different way. And none of us are perfect, but hopefully these memories that we have, we can continue on. And, everyone still lives through us. And we are going to continue to say their name, and we will pass them on to generations that have never even seen them before. And they will know them when they get to the promised land. And so I
Yes.
appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Beautiful.
Great job.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
This was really great, honestly.
Really.
Thank you.
You,
My pleasure.
you always amaze me. Such a warm, talented, and just a beautiful person. I'm honored to be your cousin.
I'm honored to be y'all cousin. I love y'all.
I'm honored to be in this family.
That's right. That's right.
Just a little funny note. She mentioned nicknames. Anytime somebody wants to join our Facebook page, I asked them to when we asked them to tell us where do you fit into the family or something about the family. Well, a guy tried to, he sent a request some time ago. His name, and Corliss, you probably know him. His Facebook name is Scooby Meekins. I'm saying, who is Scooby Meekins? That is not his birth name. I later found out who he was, but it was just funny. I mean, obviously he meant no harm. He won't think me, but it was just, now how am I determine who Scooby Meekins? That's a great name. I love the name, but I bet he get a lot of Scooby Doos, but
absolutely.
but that and a few other people do the same thing. I'm saying, who is this? But the Scooby, that I love that name. I really love that nickname. Just a tremendous night. A great way to go into Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It just warms my heart at the stories I heard tonight. One in particular that I will never ever forget. The one out of Jamaica, New York. I'll never forget that story. I'll make sure if I go up there, I'm gonna eat out at the restaurant. She's gonna
my food in Long Island is always safe.
Oh,
I'm not sure about, but Long Island is always good.
Calling the names, but no, all kidding aside, just a wonderful night. This is why we do this. This is why we do this. I feel like after these sessions, I know all of you a lot better than I did 2 hours ago.
Oh yeah.
A lot better. And every month I see the same faces, hopefully. And I really love all of you all for joining in. And like I said, 3 years plus. This was Detrell's idea 3 years ago. We thank her so much for this. It's just a wonderful idea. But more important, you subscribe to the idea and you're here. And we really appreciate it. I do need a co-host for January, February, and March. Any volunteers? I see Melanie raising her hand.
That was Michaela. That was Michaela.
You said you just went, right?
I did last month. Ain't nobody show up, but I did. But we had about 5 of us there. We had a good time.
Brenda's gone, so I can't put it on her. Okay. She has never. Doreeth, how about you?
Turn it down.
Okay, I'll do it.
January. Okay, I got you down for January. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Thank you. Need another volunteer for February.
Hold on. What? No, I can't do it February.
You can do March.
February. Somebody else volunteer?
I said February, but I was muted. So
I'll put you down for February. BS West. That's Brenda Stevens West. That's her name.
You better clear it up.
Well, I gotta go upstairs tonight. I gotta go there and close my. I gotta lay there and close my eyes tonight.
Right.
I hope I wake.
You better straighten up.
Might have to have one eye open.
Any volunteers for March?
If nobody wants to do it, I'll do. Michaela keeps saying she'll do it.
Go, Michaela,
We'll
you got it.
collaborate. We'll collaborate.
Okay.
I put both names, Melanie and Michaela.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, fantastic night. I feel better all over. I told my wife I've been to the dentist yesterday. I had teeth fixed. I went to the audiologist. She said you can't hear. So now I gotta get hearing aids.
They all say you can't hear.
And the dentist said you gotta have implants. I'm falling apart.
No, you're not.
You're
getting older.
You're just getting old.
You're getting older.
I have Lord willing, I have a birthday Wednesday. So this is why I've got all these problems. I can't hear.
You're seasoned.
Well, they're more than seasoned.
That's what they say, the seasoned saints.
And see, my wife has been telling me I can't hear, and I think she should be whispering, but no, she was right. I can't hear. So
and your wife almost can't hear either, because I have to put up with 72 decibels listening to a TV. And thank goodness you paid attention to somebody.
Well, I had to. Anybody else? By the way, this is an open invitation for Thanksgiving. All of you are invited. If you're in the area, feel free to call us. Come on over. If you don't have our address, just get in touch with me. You're welcome to worship with us, fellowship with us on Thanksgiving. We'll be watching the Washington Commanders' victory in Texas. and the fundraiser I mentioned earlier centers around that particular event that day. So again, I really do need some help, and if you can help me,
send it to us.
Send it to me.
Yeah, send it to me, Ron and Tony.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can send it to Bush too. I'll volunteer his money.
Okay.
Volunteer his money to be spent.
Hey, who's Washington playing, Jimmy?
Dallas.
They're gonna beat Dallas.
Oh, you do beat Dallas.
Like Philly did the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they pissed me off winning that game. I don't want Philly to win nothing ever.
Oh, come on now.
Nah, I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't like Dallas.
I don't either.
That's right. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold you any long. It's been a fun night. We look forward to seeing you next month, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will not eat too much. I've learned after I turned 49 not to eat too much. But I do have some new stuff around here that I bought, and I'm gonna try that out. It's in a bag, cloth bag. It's caramel.
It's under the table, Jimmy.
What flavor is it?
Is it blackberry?
So it's
right.
Yeah, what's the stuff that come in a bag?
Crown.
Crown Royal.
Yeah,
Crown Royal.
Yeah, it's Crown Royal caramel. That's what I got.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
So
okay.
right.
So before everybody get off, Jimmy, Brenda, and Piney, can y'all stay on so we can collaborate on what I need to bring? Why I got everybody here.
I won't be here for Thanksgiving.
Oh man. Okay, I have to save you a bottle of this chocolate wine I bought.
Well, she can still stay on and collaborate.
Yeah, she can stay on. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Valerie, it was really lovely to see you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And please come back.
I'm gonna try to get on more often. I think the last time I was on might have been July or June, one of those months. But yeah, I just have conflicts.
Okay.
I do a lot of stuff.
Again, Leslie is available to help you on your question concerning the cruise. And
Right.
and if you don't have her number, just come to me. We will make sure that you two guys hook up.
Yeah, I need to send her my information to make sure I'm somewhere near you guys, hopefully, because I am booked.
I will make sure you have her information, and vice
Okay.
versa. I'll send out something, if not tonight, tomorrow morning, to the two of you.
Okay. Thank you. I
Anything else
appreciate it.
for anybody before we?
Yes, Jimmy, when I looked on Facebook and I saw the beautiful work that Bubba Meekins did, his woodwork, that you have on Facebook, is his work on display any place or?
It is actually. I can't think of the name of the place, but he does have his artwork on display near where he lives. And so I can ask him to pass on the information.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at that and oh my God, it's just so beautiful. And that takes time and concentration and it's so fantastic. It's some of the best work that I've seen in a long time. It's historical.
Museum quality.
Yes.
It's what quality?
Museum.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Actually, something like this is historical.
Yes.
His work is just historical. That you don't see that every day.
Yes.
And it's really beautiful. I would love to see more. That's why I wondered where would I be able to see more of this?
Yes.
I'll pass it on to him and we'll make sure we get the information to you.
Oh,
well, he'll make sure he gets the information to you.
It's
I'm not
really,
gonna take that
really,
responsibility.
it's fantastic. It is really beautiful, and it's really, it's like one of the seven wonders of the world.
Oh.
How beautiful it is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is. It is extremely talented. Extremely.
Yes.
Okay, anything else before we sign off? If not, again, thank you again so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody. Y'all be safe.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
And happy Veterans Day
in
also.
advance, Jimmy.
Well, thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you. I
Happy
appreciate that.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Go
Thank
easy
you.
on
Happy
that Crown
birthday
Royal.
to you.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording here in a second. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, just the three of us. I'm gonna stop the recording. Are you sure you won't stop recording? Yeah.